So you see the build failed because I intentionally made some mistake. It will tell you, oh, did you really mean instruction without the N, which will stop the build. Let's go back to here. Let's fix the typo to see what happens. Oh, I'll fix it. Instructions. Okay, I fix the typo. Should fix the error this time. Any questions so far?
No question at the moment.
Okay. It will take another minute of to rebuild, and it will fail again because I intentionally made another HTML broken link mistake. Well, it's doing that. I will fix that broken link. And we will do another push. And this time, I believe everything should be good. Go back to the report and see what happened. So this is the last one. It's waiting for this one to start. So once this stopped, then it triggers the other one. Let me see what happened with this. So this one, the grammar mistake is fine, but see the HTML checker failed because I intentionally added those things, and it tells. And this one should be fine. It will take another few minutes to build. I fixed all the changes. It should be good. And once that's done, I can do a merge. When the merge is done, it will trigger the rebuild of the website. So that's basically the workflow. So any questions so far?
Yeah, I think there is no question at the moment. You can still continue.
Okay. We can wait for the build to finish, but that's basically I want to present today. And yeah, so this is my contact information, my email, and my LinkedIn profile. So feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. Yeah. Let's wait for the build to finish to see the change.
Ìyá pẹ̀lú ọ̀nà èwo. Ìyá wọn jáde ni.
No question. So, are you all working in like developer documentation, or you are developer?
Yeah, I think most of the guys here, we have developers and we have content creators, that is the technical writers. So yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
with this demo you did, you made use of docfx, right? Which is a
Yeah.
a static site generator. So I think we can. What are other tools or other documentation tools that we can use apart from docfx, and maybe alternatives that you also shared a Python documentation generator in your slide, which is very common in the documentation space.
Yeah. So that one, so the one I use is docfx. I'm using docfx because my source is in C#, and you can, in your C# source file, you can add comments about the class, attribute, or message, and docfx is able to generate client API documentation from your source file. It's not only a static sect generator, it have like more functionality, like a generator, client API documentation. And it can also, with the Swagger file, it can generate REST API documentation. So that's why I choose docfx. And if you do not have like API, you probably can use other. Like Google is quite popular, good, I know. Jekyll is quite good. So this, I have no idea. But all those on the top are really popular and good. And for the Finks, I use Finks in my previous job because the application was created by Python. So Finks is for Python. Let me find the website. Finks. That's website. Yeah, see this. So if you're interested in things, you can look at their documentation. They have pretty good documentation, and with things, it have a lot of plugin or extension on the web. It's all free. You can install. If you are using Python, I recommend use Finks, but it's not Python. Probably you don't use Finks. Finks is specific for Python and for restructured text. You can still use Markdown with Finks, but Finks is more for restructured text.
Okay.
Let's go back to it's filled. Let's see what happened. Okay, seems there is another broken link. Here, let's find where that broken link is. No result found. Okay. Okay, seems there's something wrong with that link, but I'm not find it. So I can talking about, if no question, I can talk about the GitHub action if you're interested, like how it is set up. So basically, GitHub action is a CSV pipeline, and it's being set up in this file. If you ever interested in, you go to this file. So this is how it is set up. So it's set up to install the software and run the test. That's for build. And for publish is basically the same. and they have a script to just publish. So if you set up the pipeline in your repo, it will automatically trigger.
Okay.
So there still have a few minutes left.
Yeah.
And the question about
Okay. Yeah. So about that GitHub workflow, you showed the you according to what you shared recently. We can see the build dot yam, which is YML, and the publish dot YML. Are these two files, are they pre-written alongside with the documentation docfx demo?
Yeah, so this is the repo, right? And the docs folder is for the project, like doc file project folder, and see the markdown file, and all the markdown file. Yeah, so and all the other files outside of the doc folder. For example, I have a git ignore. So this YAML file is for GitHub, Git port I showed. So what configuration for that? And I have some script just to run the environment script when you start it. And so this package is from Node.js. It's for monitor changes. And so the pipeline is in here in the GitHub. So everything, it's same as because it's docs as a code. It's same as your application project file. You have the source, then you have the setup file, all in the same repo. If you have your code, probably you could have another folder here, put your application code, and you can have the pipeline set up for your code to build your application. Then, if it's in the same repo, it can be triggered. When you do a documentation push, then it will trigger all the pipeline. First, check test your application, then test build all together to make sure they're all good. So that's one of the workflow, and you could separate your doc pipeline with your application pipeline, because, for example, your application will trigger a build take quite a long, and you fix a typo you do not want to trigger a build to build the application. Then you can separate them. You can use pipeline set up to trigger on different branch. When you set up your pipeline, I think you could say what's a branch, right, for different branch. Or you could use a sub-module to set your documentation repo as a sub-module, as a folder or directory in your main repo. Because it's on different repo, you can set up your documentation itself has its own pipeline. So that's something, when you do this, you should consider. It can be in the same repo, use the same automation, or separate. It depends on your project. Do I answer your question?
Yeah, sure. But I think there's still one issue. The question now is it the documentation creator that have to write the workflow from scratch, or there is a template that you can then edit and make modification to?
You mean when you write your documentation, is there a template to use? Can you repeat your question?
Yeah, so the question is, okay, we have a GitHub workflow which that has the build.yml and the publish.yml. So now the question is, these two files, are they rewritten? Did the two file come alongside with the maybe the site generator, or it was written manually by you?
I created those file. So
Oh,
this file I created. So so to set up a Docker as code, I'm a technical writer, and but I have a computer science background. I do some programming before I became technical writer, so I was able to set all this up on my own, especially this demo. But usually, maybe a technical writer, you come from an English background or other, you do not have the technical background to set this up. So usually you have to work with DevOps or developer to set up all those animation, auto testing pipeline, all these things. So all this YAML file I created. You have to know about Git pod. You have to know about the GitHub action, all that kind of thing to set this up. So this style guide, is quite easy to set up. See, so this is the style rules from Microsoft. You can download this online as well. And it's easy to set up for HTML tester, but to set up pipeline is in the real world, you have to work with DevOps. And to another thing, so that's probably is a disadvantage of Docker code. So you have to have a technical support to set up all this up. But once this is set up, everything is really easy. And you probably have to have, like I mentioned earlier, UX designer to design the website. So it's basically is a website. You have to have somebody to do some design implementation, work with UX designer and web developer to implement this. So the website you want to look, because it look good, it have to have JavaScript or CSS, that kind of thing. But regarding Docflex, it's really easy to use. You can just run a command line and it will start a project file. It has some configuration, which is quite easy to figure out. You can go to Docflex, their website. They have some documentation on how to set it up. You install it, then you just run this. It will start an project, and then you can build. Then you can just add in the markdown file.
okay.
Is that?
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, that answered the question. Also, I have one more question. Okay, so
Yeah.
now the question is you made mention of Python, which is that's detailed to Sphinx, right? And then
Yeah.
and
So
you said
yeah. So
yeah, and you said DocFX. You were mentioning I think C language, right?
yeah. So
So
Docflex is from like Microsoft C#. From
okay, yeah,
Microsoft.
sorry,
So it's
C sharp. So now my question is that there is also a documentation tool called Docusaurus, which is tailored to JavaScript.
you mean a static set generator for JavaScript?
Yeah, Docusaurus. It is a Facebook project, open source project.
Okay.
So
I'm not sure about that,
yeah, so
but
now
mhm.
sorry, please. So now the question is that okay, we have a lot of sites, static site generator, so we can
Mhm.
always pick the one that we understand the programming language better, right?
Mhm.
So it is not as if we can just pick only DockerFX or Phoenix. We can always
So
choose from.
yeah, so if you're not using Python, not using C#, like any other language, you can choose any of them. They
Okay.
all work. Like
Okay.
the
Yeah.
most easy, popular one is Jekyll and Google. You can start with them. If you use GitHub, I think Jekyll really for GitHub. So you can try this. Is that
Okay.
your question?
Yeah. That's that. Yeah. Cleared on that. So
Yeah, so
yeah.
this tool is quite popular, and this is also good, I heard. And also Hackshow. So this one, pretty good. If you are not using C#, not using Python, it's just markdown file. Your documentation is just markdown file. You can just use this. Or just so this is really simple. Jekyll really simple.
Yeah. And I looking at Slate. I think Slate is purely markdown without any Slate. Slate is purely markdown. Yeah, without any other language attached.
Yeah. So that's markdown means templates. So the Liquid or React or like templates, it just say what the templates is used. Like if you use a site generator by default, they provide you a template. So template means you use it to build you use template to build HTML. And if you ever want to make changes to the template, for example, you add your own logo, you want to add a menu or do some trick, so that's you have to go to, you have to understand this, the Liquid, or if you like state template is markdown, which is markdown easy. So if you ever want to make change to a template.
Okay, yeah. So thank you so much for the clarification.
So this is what it means. Yeah.
So so
And
guys,
you're not technical. Yeah, you can just choose this. But for example, you use Jekyll, you want to change template, you have to understand Liquid. All this have to understand Go or React. So that's for the template.
okay, yeah. So
Okay.
so thank you. So guys, do you guys have any question? You have the floor. You can ask your questions now.
Yeah, if no more question, I think that's end of my presentation today. Thank you very much for coming. I hope you something.
Yeah, sure, definitely.
If you still have interest of okay, without further ado, I'm going to leave. Thank you again. Bye now.
Okay, yeah. So thank you so much, Lisha, for honoring our invite and for coming to take us through the whole process of creating documentation and building documentation, setting up the workflow, the GitHub CI workflow to publish, to handle pull requests, and then the whole process from publishing via Gitboard to the demo page, from the demo page on your GitHub to the live demo page using the Gitboard open source tool. And I think everybody here has also gained one or two things. And then the session is actually recorded, so it will be uploaded to our YouTube channel so that every other members that couldn't make it to the call can always watch it anytime, any day. So that will be all. So thank you so much. Thank you everyone for coming. So
no problem. Bye now.
Bye.